We've created our virtual NIC. How do we automate the creation of a virtual machine now that we have a virtual network and a NIC assigned to that virtual network? Let's hop back over to VS Code. Once we're back in VS Code, we want to go back up to the top of our JSON file, back to the parameter section, and we want to add some more parameters. We can do that by adding a comma to the end of this bracket and creating another parameter. We'll call this one VM name with a type of string and then a default value of test VM3. Off screen, I added two more parameters. I added an admin username parameter and I added an admin password parameter. Now let's close this parameter section and let's go back to our resource section right here. Now we had to add another resource type, so we can just close out this one, add a comma here, hit enter. Off screen, I started building out this resource. Note that the resource has a type, an API version, a name, which is that parameter we set just a minute or two ago inside of our parameters under VM name. This has one extra section, which is a depends on section. What that does is tell Azure that this particular resource depends on the network interface being created in nickname, which if you scroll up, you'll see right here, we define a resource for our virtual NIC in this block. You then have to build out the rest of this resource. Again, building it out is pretty straightforward. First, we have to define our storage profile. We also have to define our OS profile. So it's setting our computer name, our admin user, and password. For the storage profile, we're choosing a reference image. So you can choose canonical, Ubuntu server 1804 latest. And then OS disk is going to be created from the image. What that will do is have Azure automatically grab the latest Ubuntu server OS and deploy it. Then we have to specify a network profile section of the resource, which just defines the network interface as that virtual NIC we created. Same thing as we would do in this depends on section here. Next, let's go ahead and validate that file. We can do that with an AZ deployment group, what if -- resource group, and then we'll enter our resource group name, -- template file, and we'll enter our template file destination. From there, we just hit enter and we wait for it to validate this file. So it looks like it's done validating and it spit out some properties. Let's test and see if it worked. And that's it, we're out of time. Tune in the next video where we will test and troubleshoot the config we just created. If you like this content, please hit the like button. If you like this content, please hit the like button. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Peace, boys.